Happy Iron Orchid Day. So let's look at the new molds first. Have you guys already checked all that out? So we've got 3 new molds. The first one I'm going to show you is called Dainty Flourishes. I guess it doesn't matter if it's right side up or upside down. And it's got, look how long these are. And then it also has the micro rim and the measurements if you're using resin. I have just ordered a ton of quick set white resin as well. It's out of stock right now on my website, but I have it coming. I just didn't want to hold any orders back. I tried to get it faster. Second one is called Juliette. Layers and layers of just beautiful roses, nice and deep. I have not used this one yet. So this one's called Juliette. Great name. So we have a couple of new designs that are folkish, and this is one of the folk inspired designs in a mold. Aren't they beautiful? And the depth on these is crazy deep, which means you're going to get a lot of detailing. And then you can see like the details within here, like the little leaf marks or the dots and all those lines. Those are going to come out on your clay and look amazing. Primitive is that one, and look amazing when you drop your glaze or your dark wax in there. Okay, so speaking of primitive, this is one sheet of a 12 by 12 stamp. I don't know why, but this is not my style at all. If you guys know me, I don't really do this type of, but I asked for it to do a project with. And that's what all my dots were. And I'll show you, the table is right behind me. And I just posted a little picture of it a bit ago. It was really challenging for me. So I'm excited to see what people do with that. And it was my goal just to finish my project. And I'm interested to see what y'all are going to think about what I did. This one is called Adornment, just the beautiful like border stamps. You could use, you could use any of this with food, with like food coloring on your cookies and cakes. Of course, with ink, with paint. And my favorite way to use a lot of the stamps is to impress it into clay, because I don't do ink and stamps as often as I gravitate toward the other things. So Adornment, I think, like, wouldn't this look really pretty, like pressed into clay as a border around like a really gross beat up frame or furniture? There's just so many different ways. So Adornment is one page, and Pennsylvania Folk is 1 page. The next 2 stamps are double stamps. This one is called Reverie. So you get 2 stamps, and there are, if you recognize this from one of your favorite old first generation stamps, there are 2 of those, and they're opposite. So if you want to make this into like an ornament, or stamp something mirror image. And we've got the beautiful scrolls and the flower. I love the flower pot. You could paint something in there, do a little bit of an inlay piece, a little piece of a transfer. It's very pretty. Next, we have Rural Seeds, which is also a double page stamp. If you have always wondered about using the thin mounts, these are great with the thin mounts. And I've got one out actually to play with for clay, but these, because what you're going to do with a lot of these stamps is take them off of here and make a pattern. And then if you want to keep your pattern the same, if you want to repeat your pattern or use it again, you would just take your stamp and put your grid sheet or thin mount over it, and then you can keep repeating that. So now, when orders with multiple stamps, I'm going to include a grid sheet for you in your order. And then I love the trees on here. Look at the trees. All different. So we've got trees, we've got some fishing, we've got boats on here, and windmill farms, some farm animals. The stamps are going to be easier to see probably on the website than me holding those up into the air. The one that is like a linen color that I used on the desk that I will show you where I did my frottage effect. This one is called Laurel. So this one is a linen beigey kind of a palette. Pretty, and will look good on light or dark colors. I think either of these will look good on light or dark. Lots of nice little continuous lines that you can put them together, or you can also you can join them together on some of these edges, or you can not. You can just have them free floating and space it out however you want. And I'll show you how I did that on mine. I love how the desk came out. Um, I was so in my zone with that. The difference between the two projects, the amount of time I spent, how I spent my time, and the crazy, crazy. It's the difference of like walking. I wanted to ditch the first, the project with the Pennsylvania stamp because it was just so hard for me. Okay, so that's the 4-page Tromp Laurel. I really should have practiced saying that because I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And then the other one is the same, but it's called Bleu, like the French spelling bleu instead of blue. Um, and it is in an indigo color. So this is the one that you saw a sneak peek of Josie doing the Flow Blue effect. So I had some people say, I didn't realize that you could actually activate the paint. Yeah, you can. That's why we have to spray seal to get the pigments locked in before you can brush over them, because they'll smear. So in the same sense, you take a little bit of water on your artist brush and you can pull some of that pigment out and blur it some. Look at those colors. And you could cut these up even, and I think some of these, like, you cut them in half and use them however you want. But I like the movement and in these, but also that they're linear, but they're not straight lines. If you're scared to try a paint inlay, um, I'm first of all, if you have never used one and you're really, really on the fence, when you place your order, ask me for a sample and I will cut a little sample up. I oftentimes do that anyways, but sometimes I just grab like decoupage napkins or whatever and put them in the orders instead. So make sure I get to you. I'm happy to inspire you because they're seriously like one of my favorites. And I'm going to be doing a lot more projects once I get my workshop set up. Okay, so the 4 new transfers are pre-order. I just got notice from IOD that they are planning to ship them to us next Tuesday. Monday's a holiday. They have them in California already. We already ordered them. Um, and so if you have put those in your order with the other things, they are going to wait until ship. So if mine ships Tuesday, I should have it. I usually have them within 5 days on the East Coast. So, okay, but I do have one of the Botanist because I'm on the design team and I got one early to use. I just got it yesterday though, so I haven't used it yet. So let's look at the Botanist. Not to be confused with Botanist Journal. So the Botanist is the new one. And the colors on here, I'm going to keep it in the pad. So here's the full design, what it looks like when you put it together. And of course, you can use pieces. You can take this out and put something else different in there and use the words somewhere else, whatever you want. That's what makes this so good, is everyone's projects do not look the same. I'm going to get a glare there, but it's got a very vintagey, I don't know if shabby chic is still a thing, kind of vibes and colors. So it goes this way. Isn't that pretty? So I still have that wardrobe that I haven't done, but I'm definitely going to be layering on. So I am not sure. I think I honestly am just not going to have time to prioritize this. I have to get into my building. So what do you think about those colors? It'll look good on anything, I think. I think like a really pretty dusty green, like a muted green or blue. Look, here's the, I don't want it upside down, but like here's that blue color. It's kind of like a cornflower blue. It would look good on a light rose or maybe even a dark one. They have a sample of it, IOD does, on a dark blue um, painted piece of furniture where it was superimposed, and it looks good on that too. But I love the color palette. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I have this, yes, that's the right side, this pretty frame. I like the gold. I don't want to do anything with that kind of speckled gold there, but the side is ugly. It's got chip marks. I don't really want to paint it. I know I saw like, yes. So let's put the Juliette mold on it. Definitely just be rolling this back and hopefully very slowly because there are some delicate pieces. Yep, this one just came off. Um, but obviously we're going to be cutting this also. Thick and Quick, which I have on the website. So I'm on the grid line. I measured about how wide the frame is here. And I am going to cut across the grid line. One more way to use the grid lines. All right. I think I am just going to grab uh, okay, so one could use some extra hands here. Honestly, I am going to break it off right there. And also, I'm going to turn that around because I want the non-line parts at the front of my frame. See, things that you don't think of. You'll see what I mean in a second when I put this down. All right, so I'm not going to press this yet. I did break it over here on purpose because I really just didn't know how I was going to lift that up. Okay, so there's that. Let's grab the second half. If somebody else figures out how to do that without breaking it, I would love to know your tip. Okay. All the negative space is going to be important in this too. So, all right, so now I am going to push it down and also kind of squeeze it in. All righty. Pushing it close so that we get less cracks. So when I flipped it over, it's because this side, if you look at the side that's going to go against the wall, that's all just kind of flat there. That's not as appealing as this side that's curved and going to go around the front. I'm going to cut right below this grid mark there. Hi, Callie. I have a visitor that's maybe going to walk right across here in a second. Callie the cat. Hi, Callie cat. Okay, right along here. Yep. Please don't make a paw print in my... oh, you can't see her yet, but she's right here. Like, what are you doing? And normally do not let cats on the counter because I don't have cats. I'll go ahead and break that right there because it'll be easier to pick up. I'll reattach it up here. Okay. And then let's see, right here, I am going to take, I need about this much, about this much. I'm going to just take a little cut of a piece here, serve it up with my knife. Hi, Callie. Wet glue, wet glue. Hello. And I'm going to just squeeze that kind of on there. Alrighty, so here is our start at the rose frame. What do you think? Now I'm going to have to, there'll be gold on it. Hi, Callie. All right, let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish putting this on, but let me show you what I have for later. So I have this board that I've done in cake batter, and I am going to put on it the Tromp, Laurel, somebody, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to put on the blue paint inlay, Bleu, on that, because I think if it starts lifting some of the paint that I put on, the yellow would look kind of cool behind it. So we're going to do a project with that. All right, so get your orders in. I am going to pack some orders now and see you back here for Paint Inlay project. All right, see you soon, guys.